If you have been closely monitoring the daily updates from Monkey Mountain over the last 24 hours, you might have noticed something highly unusual. Our sweet boy Punch seemed to have disappeared from the hill. Whenever a highly visible famous animal suddenly isn't on camera for a day, the internet does what the internet always does. It panics. Over the last few hours, rumors began swirling online. I received messages from deeply worried members of our community asking if Punch had suffered a major anxiety attack. People were terrified that something terrible had happened to him. I want to start this video by taking a deep breath and telling you clearly, please do not panic. Punch is okay. But the real reason he wasn't visible on the mountain is actually one of the most fascinating and, frankly, most stressful displays of primate psychology we have seen so far. To figure out what was really going on behind the scenes, we had to do a little bit of detective work. Thanks to some incredible vigilant members of our Catto Luna community and reports coming from visitors on the ground, the mystery was solved. Punch didn't just randomly disappear. He was being blocked. To understand what happened, we have to look at the masterminds behind the situation. The dominant adults of the troop, specifically Akira and Otome. For the past few weeks, we have talked about how smart Punch is. We talked about how he navigates the rocks and avoids the older monkeys. But we must never forget that the older monkeys are incredibly intelligent too. Akira and Otome have figured something out. They have realized that whenever Punch goes into the backyard area, the indoor backstage part of the enclosure, he gets a break. He gets safety. And more importantly, they suspect that is where he gets access to comfort and resources from the zookeepers. So, what do you do if you are a dominant alpha and you want to assert your ultimate power over the lowest ranking orphan? You control the doors. Reports indicated that Akira and Otome were actively gatekeeping the entrance to the backyard. They positioned themselves directly in the pathways leading to his safe haven. Even if you don't see the physical doors on camera, you can see this behavior in the way they sit on the rocks. An alpha male or a dominant female doesn't need to be aggressive or violent to assert control. They simply sit in a choke point, a narrow pathway or an entrance, and they refuse to move. It is the ultimate psychological power move. They are building an invisible wall. They are looking at Punch and silently saying, if you want to go home, if you want to feel safe, you have to go through us. Imagine the immense psychological stress this places on a young, motherless juvenile like Punch. It is like walking home after a long, exhausting day, only to find the biggest bullies in the neighborhood sitting right on your front porch, blocking your front door. You are tired. You want to rest. But you know that if you try to squeeze past them, you are going to get attacked. This explains the rumors about an anxiety attack. When Punch realizes his path to safety is blocked, his nervous system goes into overdrive. He paces, he hesitates. He might vocalize his frustration or retreat to the very edges of the enclosure. For the visitors watching this unfold, it is heartbreaking. It looks like he is trapped. And this brings up a huge debate that is constantly discussed in the comments. Many people ask, why does the zoo even push him outside? Why don't they just leave the doors locked from the inside so he can stay safely in the backyard forever? It is a valid question born out of deep human empathy. But locking him inside would be the greatest tragedy of all. If the zookeepers never pushed him outside, Punch would never learn how to navigate these exact blockades. He would never learn how to read the moods of Akira and Otome. If he stayed inside forever, human psychology would take over. He would become entirely dependent on his human caretakers. But Punch is a snow monkey. His destiny is out there on the rocks. The zookeepers know that for him to eventually become a strong, accepted adult, he has to face the gatekeepers. He has to learn the painful art of patience. He has to sit on a rock, 10 feet away from the door, and wait for the alphas to get bored and move. It is a harsh classroom, but it is the only way he survives the wild politics of his species. So, what actually happens when Punch gets blocked like this? Does he just suffer indefinitely? Absolutely not. This is where we have to place our ultimate trust in the Ichikawa Zoo staff. The zookeepers, often referred to affectionately as his human dads, are not blind. They monitor the troop constantly. They know exactly what Akira and Otome are doing. When the situation becomes too stressful, when the alphas simply refuse to move and Punch is clearly exhausted, the keepers will step in behind the scenes. They might create a distraction with food on the other side of the mountain. They might shift the dynamics of the enclosure. And sometimes, they simply bring Punch inside for a much-needed rest day. If Punch is not visible on the hill for a day, we shouldn't assume the worst. We should actually be relieved. It usually means the keepers recognize that the mountain was too toxic that day. And they gave him a quiet space backstage to decompress, track his nutrition, and let his nervous system reset. A day off camera is a day of healing. Punch is playing a very long, very difficult game of chess. And right now, the older monkeys are trying to control the board. But Punch's resilience is stronger than any blockade they can put in front of him. He is learning. Every time he gets blocked, he learns a little bit more about patience and strategy. want to give a massive shout out to the incredibly vigilant members of our Catto Luna community. Especially those who share their findings from X and help us piece together these mysteries. You are amazing detectives. And your love for Punch is truly inspiring. A special thank you to the members of our inner circle. If you want to join the channel memberships, get a loyalty badge, and vote on the topics for our next videos, the link is always pinned in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts today. How do you feel knowing that the older monkeys use these invisible walls to assert dominance? Does it bring you relief to know that his days off camera are actually days of rest and healing? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Leave a like if this video helped ease your worries today, and make sure to subscribe so we can continue uncovering the fascinating truth about Monkey Mountain together. Thank you for your beautiful hearts. We will see you in the next video.